Hey Mindset Community, Dr. Ellen here, coming to you today with your next workout. All right, you'll notice we're not in the gym today, but that's because I want to show you some different options as far as where you can be moving and where you can be working and centering yourself. Whether it's in a barn like this is just a fun fact. This is where all our tire talk started. This is where the whole idea for Mindset started. Everything right here, practicing with these weights to build you this curriculum. So we're so happy to share this with you. This place actually has a super special place in my heart. And fun fact, weight still weighs the same whether it's dirty and in a barn or fancy and in a gym. So we're so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy to share this special place with you. All right, so today we're going to continue our week of calm, and we're going to be talking about good stuff. So that'll come more here in a minute, but for now you're going to need an elevated surface like a chair or a couch or an ottoman. You're going to need 2 cans or 2 weights, and then you're going to need a little bit of a pad at the end. All right, so go ahead and connect and grab your stuff, bring it on in because we're going to get going here real shortly. We're going to begin with a warm-up of, I think it's 7 different movements. We're going to do 30 seconds of each of them, 2 rounds to begin. And then for our mobility, I'm going to start to teach you some flow-based movements. And flow is just when we're combining multiple movements into one and threading them or weaving them all together. So I'll start you through that. We'll begin at just 2 or 3 combinations, and then we'll work into a little bit more difficulty when we add different planes and holds and things like that. All right, so do you have everything that you need? I hope so, because we are rolling. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start here with a jog in place. You're going to hear the beeps right in front of you. Okay, that's our little jog in place. Now remember, if you don't jog, you can walk and march in place. But either way, I want your body moving for this 30 seconds to help warm your body, literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, get you ready for the work that we're going to do. So we're just jogging in place for 4 more seconds. The next one is just some lateral side, either walking or shuffling. So this can be step together, like so. Or if you've got a little bit of space, you can do 3 little side shuffles, things like that. Okay, here we go, 30 seconds. Good job, everybody. Just nice and easy. Remember, this is still warm up. After this, we're going to be doing grapevine, which is when we're going to cross one leg in front and the other leg behind. And you're going to notice, we've talked about trunk rotation before. This is one nice way to work on trunk rotation. Okay? Here's your beat. Now, while you guys are resting, I'm going to demonstrate. So my one leg comes in front, then behind. So it's going to go front, behind, front, behind. Now you can jog it or you can walk it. If you don't feel safe here, just walk sideways, still working on that lateral motion. Remember, you can walk it, you can jog it. Either one is good, we're just starting to move. Get your dancing shoes on this morning. Good. Right now, you're going to try to balance on one leg and reach the floor. Option number 1 is foot is off, and you are doing the hardest version by touching the floor. Option number 2 is a kickstand to the floor. Option number 3 is a kickstand to just a raised surface, like a chair, an ottoman, or just a make-believe, dog. You're petting the dog, whatever you want. But really trying to sit the hips back to start warming up the posterior chain. You should not feel this in your back, okay? Good, we're gonna switch legs. Typically I reach with the opposite hand that I'm balancing on. So if I'm balancing left, I'm gonna touch right, okay? Touch it, stand back up. Woo! Good job. Remember, you can keep that kickstand down if you need to, especially if this is the first thing you're doing in the day. But we're regardless if you've got that kickstand out, just make sure you're getting your hips behind you so that you're really loading the butt cheek of the leg you're standing on. Great job. Now we're gonna reach our foot. Okay, let's go laterally today. So we're gonna balance on one foot and we're gonna reach out to the side. Like that. Now if you're real good, don't crush an egg out there. So keep all the weight on this front leg. Okay. Now you can see from the side when I do this, I still sit my hips back quite a bit. Okay. That's important because I don't want my knee to drive over my toe. But the weight stays on that center leg. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. Just gonna reach. Okay, here in 10 seconds. Now if this is difficult, stay high and just touch. But either way, keeping your balance and your weight on one foot while the other leg just moves. But you'll notice I'm not shifting my weight here. I'm staying on this leg. If you can add a little lunge or a squat to it, that would be great. But you don't have to. You can notice my alignment in the front plane here. My hip, my knee, and my foot are all in one line. You're not seeing that collapsing inward happen. All right, now you're gonna grab those two cans. And we're gonna get our balance on one foot, and we're gonna do some chest pressing. Start to warm up our arms. This should be easy. This is not doing anything other than warm up, right? Nobody should be burning, but you might start to feel something about now. And that would be fine, that's good. Just getting a little warm up in those arms. This is light. Keep moving. Good, switch the leg you're balancing on and we're pressing overhead. Okay, balance. Pressing overhead on the buzzer. Or on the beep, excuse me. Now as you're doing this, you should not feel this in your neck. If you feel this in your neck, make them lower or go back to the forward, okay? Because if you're feeling this in your neck, that means you are pulling in neck muscles to do this job. Does this look like a neck movement? It is not. So we want to keep the force and the pressure and the load out of your neck. Great job. We're going back to the walk and the jog. Round one is done. Whew. Okay, here we go, jogging in place. Remember, you can walk, you can jog, or march. That's even another one you can throw. Okay, 20 more seconds, and we're doing our lateral shuffling or lateral sidestepping. As a human, we do lots of different movements. So today is kind of what we call a flush day. So we need to get you moving. You'll notice some days are harder than others, and that's on purpose. Okay? Next one is your side shuffling. If by now you're pretty warm and you want to get low in that ready position, kind of like a defense in basketball. Completed. Whoop, you didn't put enough rounds in there. If you want to get in that basketball ready position, go ahead. Good job. Almost done, and we're going to the karaoke or the grapevine. Remember, you can jog it or you can walk it, but either way, we're crossing in front, then we're crossing behind. Okay, here we go. Front, behind, front, behind, front. Good. Good, just getting that body twisted, body moving. You can see I don't have a very big space here, and I'm getting lots of steps in. Lots of quick feet, like a high step in Philly. Okay? Good, very good, okay? If you want to make your balancing and touching to the floor more difficult, grab a weight, okay, like your can, okay? Kickstand's optional to reach down and touch the floor. It's up to you. If you don't need it, you don't have to use it. And you don't have to go all the way to the floor. You can go to an elevated surface if you'd like, just so you don't have to go as far into the range of motion. Ooh. Good job. Switch hands and switch feet. I'm going to go from the front so you can see me there. Here we go, guys. Warm-up's almost done. Can to the floor or hand to the floor. Working on balance and control. After this, we're doing our lateral touches. So instead of touching the floor with our hand, we're going to touch it with our toe. Ooh. There you go. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to reach out and touch with that toe. Don't put any weight through it. Don't shift any of your weight to it. Just control as you touch. Come back up. Reach. Come back up. You wouldn't think this is that important of a movement, but it's incredibly important to understand and control our weight shifting. It's really, really crucial to tell your body where to go and when not to go. That's what this is telling you right now, is I'm not shifting my hips to the part that's moving, which is unusual for us. But this is a prime stabilizing exercise. Good. We're going the other way. I'm going to show you from the side so you can see my hips are back in this. Okay? Here we go. Hips are back, and you can actually stay in this position if it's hard for you to get in and out of it. Just reaching and tapping to the side. Okay? But see how my butt is behind my knee and behind my foot, and my knee is still behind my toe. Great job, folks. Woo. After this, we're grabbing our cans, balancing on one leg for our chest press. Here we go. Whew. You can do opposite, or you can do together. Both are good here. Just depends. This is double speed, if you will, or single speed, I guess, and then this is half speed. So you're not going to get as many repetitions on each side if you alternate, but that's okay. Do whatever is right for your body. And if you can balance on one leg, great. If you need a kickstand, great. All right, good. Other leg, overhead press, then warm-up is done. You're doing awesome. Here we go, pressing up. I'm a little early, as usual. Great job, everybody. Almost there. 15 seconds. Remember, no neck pain here. If you need to go half speed, that's fine. Just make sure you're not feeling it in the neck. Shoulders are staying down. And we're keeping that force away from our neck. Great job. Okay, so that part is done. All right, grab a little bit of water if you need it. A little bit of oxygen if you need it, but you should be pretty warm, all right? Because the next series we're gonna do is that mobility and movement preparation, all right? And you're gonna need one weight or one can, whatever you want, okay? I'm gonna use a little plate today, just so you can see a little bit different structure of something else that you have to move. Because any sort of strengthening activity where you're moving a load, depending upon the size and the shape of the load, it's not just the weight of the load, but the size and the shape plays a role as well. So at the office, or at the gym, we have steel maces, which are a long kind of stick with a weight at the end. It almost looks like a club. And so that is an impressive thing to have to move because it has long, and that means your acting on the principle of lever arms with that, so the further a weight is away from you, the more difficult and heavy that weight becomes. So depending upon what size of thing you're picking in your house, you can actually add difficulty just by the mere shape of it, not necessarily by the weight of it. So just something to consider. All right, you should have your oxygen and your breath. Go ahead and grab your weight. So the first flow movement is a deadlift to a row to a clean. Okay, so let's break those down. Deadlifts is when the weight is in front of you and you're going to shift your hips back, keeping your back straight, but it's not vertical. So you guys should have watched that foundational video that we did for this, the introduction. If you haven't, pause, scroll all the way to the bottom of this page, and it's the first video, dated with the earliest date, and it'll talk about hip hinging and the importance of loading our primary engine, okay? So make sure you're doing this one safely. So we've got a deadlift is the first movement. A row is the second movement. A clean is pretty much putting them together. And so you're going to, I'm going to do slow motion, a deadlift into a row, and then you're going to catch it up high. Okay? So you want to try to get this weight or the load, whatever you're using, in a vertical path as much as possible. We can do this in a single arm version like I just showed you, or we can do a double arm. This would be a deadlift, and then a row into a clean. Okay? We're going to start with the double arm version today, just because it's a little bit easier to handle a load. Whether this is a can or a jar or a weight or a kid, we deadlift and clean our kids all the time. All right, whatever you need. But we're gonna do 10 of those, trying to flow these movements together, okay? So you're gonna see the first few from me from the side so that you can watch me a little bit better, okay? So if you can, grab your weight. We're gonna deadlift, row, clean, which is just you catch it into a little bit of a squat. Here we go. Deadlift, row, clean. Do it again. Here's number 3. Row, clean. This is 4. Row, clean. Deadlift, row, clean. Now some of you might be going, slow down! And that's okay. I just want you to start these flow. Remember in the first video, this is a process. You're not supposed to be a master, okay? So 5 more, here we go. Deadlift, row, clean. Deadlift, row, clean. Deadlift, row, clean. Okay? Deadlift, row, clean. I think we got 2 more. Deadlift, row, clean. Deadlift, row, clean. Okay? Good job. That's not supposed to be easy. If you've never done a deadlift or a clean before, this is just starting the movements, and it's a great place to do that, given the fact that we don't have tons of weights usually at home, unless you're me and you have a weird barn, things like that. All right, the next one we're gonna do is just a 2-step. So we're gonna step back into a lunge, and we're gonna press the weight overhead. All right, you're gonna hold on to the weight in your, let's go, left hand, all right? And then we're gonna step back on our left foot, okay? So we're gonna step back, press, come forward. So that's 2 movements, right? Lunge, press, return. Good. Number 2, lunge, press, return. Lunge, press, return. Press, return. Keep going. See if you can do that. We're gonna go 5 more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Switch hands, switch legs. Open up these hips, try to take a big step back if you can. Remember, if you need, just like we've talked about before with the lunge, if you need something for a little bit of balance, grab a wall, your couch, a chair, anything that you need in order to maintain safety, okay? Weight is racked. We're gonna step back and press. Lunge, press, return. Lunge, press, return. Okay, 5 more. Lunge, press, return. There's 2. There's 3. 4. And 5. Very good. All right, the last mobility sequence is we're gonna hold that weight overhead. We're gonna lunge back, and then we're gonna kick forward, okay? So it's an overhead hold, lunge, into a kick. All right, our weight's overhead. I know it's out of screen, but you can guess. All right, so my left arm is up, my left leg is coming back. We're holding this overhead the whole time. We're gonna do 5 repetitions, all right? We're gonna lunge, kick, lunge, kick. If you don't need to put this leg down in between, then don't. Because if you don't, well, there's your flow. I'm going to do 3 more just so you can catch up, just in case you're struggling. Okay? Let's try the other side. These are good challenges, right? Okay, arm is up. We're going back with the same leg that the hand is overhead with. Okay? Lunge, kick. Put it down if you need to. If you don't, get back into it. Lunge, kick. Lunge. We're starting 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, get your water. Woo. We just finished our warm-up, 21 minutes in, right? No joke here at Mindset. All right, today is a Tabata, but it's not terrible, okay? Tabatas have a tendency to be super hard. We talked about today is a flush. So you're gonna grab your elevated surface because we're gonna start with your bridging for a Tabata series. When we do this, we can do a 2-foot version, or you can do a single version and go right for the first set, left for the second, and you're continuing to alternate between the 2. Either one is fine by me. Okay, so let me get my timer set up. You get your waters. I'm gonna catch some oxygen. All right, so the first thing, like I said, is a bridge, but it is an elevated bridge today. So I've got a plyo box step here. So I'm gonna be laying down, putting my feet on top of that box, okay? So find something, whether it's a couch, a chair, an ottoman, something like that that you can put your feet on, okay? And it'll look like this. Our feet are gonna be on the surface. Hands can be next to you, they can be up, wherever you want. Just don't drive your elbows into the ground with whatever version you pick. They're just dead weight. I don't want them being a primary mover. Okay, so in this one, we have a 10-second start. This is option number 1. It's just lifting the hips up and down using both legs. Option number 2 is a single leg. Either way, start going. We got 20 seconds on the clock. Here we go, guys. This is hard, but in a different way. You're not gonna feel your heart rate jumping up here, but you are gonna feel a muscle burn. Okay, so either 2-foot or 1-foot, doesn't matter to me, but find your type, and we're going. Here we go. My step is creeping away from me. Get back here, mister. Good job. Remember, this is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Okay? So that's the single leg version. I'm going to show you the double leg version. Okay, here we go. 20 seconds of work. If this is hurting your back, just go to the floor instead. No back pain, please. If you're getting hamstring cramps, really make sure you're squeezing your butt before you lift or go to the floor, okay? So if you're getting hamstring cramps, Get your feet down, squeeze your butt, and do your lifts that way. So I'll show you this version next. Okay? This should be number 4. Round 4. So really squeezing and lifting with your glutes. I talk about the posterior chain a lot, meaning your hamstrings and your glutes, your back, all of those fun muscles. So it's really important to keep those nice and strong, okay? I'm gonna stay here for number 5 and then I'll go back to the step. You can vary this too. Great job, everybody. We also wanna make sure our knees are not inside of our feet. You guys know my rule, we're not allowed to do that under load. You should be getting a pretty good burn now. That's round 6, so we've got, I think, 2 more to go. Here we go, 2 more rounds. Do what you can, pick the right version for you. Make sure we're on round 6, there you go. Breathe. Good job. Actually, I think we have 2 more rounds. I think I may have been wrong on that. If I'm wrong at home, you take a break, but I'm gonna do 2 more rounds, okay? Here we go. Woo! Oh my goodness, my hamstrings. I don't know about you guys. Holy moly. My glutes. I can take a break. We're gonna do 1 more round, I believe. Oh yeah. If this is bonus and I'm wrong, I apologize. Normally at the gym, I've got my wonderful clock that tells it all for me. Doing awesome. Oh boy. You should be feeling it now. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank goodness. All right, catch your breath. Next round we have dead bugs, okay? So this is where we're gonna start on our back. We've got lots of different versions here. Move this out of the way. Lots of different versions here. We can do just arms, just legs, or a combination of the 2. And if it's very hard, but you still wanna participate, but you can't keep your back flat, or your tummy muscles are getting super tired, then you would just hold the dead bug start position. So level 1 is just to hold the start position. Level 2 is arms only. Level 3 is legs. Level 4 is arms and legs, but they will be alternating opposites, okay? So let's go ahead and lay down on our backs, and we're gonna get going. This is the start position, okay? So when the timer goes off, I'm gonna show you the hardest version just in case people want to get going. All right, so this would be left arm, right leg, and then alternating the other side. Keep your back flat the whole time. We shouldn't see much movement at all in the pelvis or into the core. Okay? Now, next one I'm going to show you is level 3. If you can keep level 4, continue to do so. I'm going to show you level 3, which is just the legs, okay? Doing great. Keep breathing. You should be able to breathe and talk this whole time. Just going for control. Good. I'm going to show you level 2 now, which is just the arms. Okay? You have 2 versions for your legs. You can keep it in what we call 90-90, or you can do my diamond. And we're doing just the arms. Good, I'm going the other way. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to show you just the hold. Okay, so for those of you who can do it, do your arms or legs or both. Okay, but I'm going to stay just in that first level 1 position. Okay, and just working on breathing. If you feel your tummy, you come down and there's like a bulge in the middle. We call that diastasis recti. If you have that, I want you to give me an email, okay? Because we don't want to necessarily make that worse with any exercises, okay? So if you have that, send me an email or let's talk about it in our weekly coaching calls, okay? All right, we got 4 more rounds. All right, I'm going to the level 4. This is round 5. Don't let that arch or back arch. Now you might even still feel your hip flexors from yesterday's workout, and that is okay. Today isn't heavy on the hip flexors, but you might feel a little bit of residual, and that is okay. We just don't want the hip flexors to pull the back forward into an arch and allow it to come up off of the floor. So be aware of that. That is not our purpose today. Really keep your back flat on the ground. Or at least maybe not forced, but it should arch more, okay, than what you are in this position. All right, we have 2 more rounds, I believe, maybe 3. It'll tell me. Here we go. Good job, everybody. Okay, almost there. We ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This is round 8, I believe, unless I'm off by 1. I'll restart this, I promise. Tabatas kind of get, you start to lose count around round 5 sometimes. Good job, everybody. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling that a little bit in your core, maybe a little bit in those hip flexors, but it shouldn't be dominant there. It should be predominantly felt in the core. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is called a plank kick through. So this one is a little bit fun, okay? So for those of you who like some of the parkour work we did, this is along that line. But I'm gonna show you again those different variations. Option number 1 is a tight plank. Option number 2 is a long plank. Option number 3 is a step kick through. Okay? Let me show you from the other side. We're one more time. So we're going to step, kick through. Okay? So you got a couple different versions as we go along. Your arms are going to get tired, specifically because we did the core first, the dead bug just now. Your tummy's going to get a little tired. Okay, so do what you can. We're gonna alternate between sides. So we're not doing a Tabata full going to the right and Tabata full going to the left. You're gonna alternate each round to each side. Okay, so I'm gonna show you from the front. We're gonna step, kick through, and return. Step, kick through, step, together. Step, kick through, step, together. Step, kick through, step, together, step. There you go. Remember, you've got the multiple versions you can pick from. As you get better, it kind of turns into a little bit of a hop and some sweet kind of ground movement, things like that. Okay? Step, kick through, step, return. Step, kick through, step, return. Now this is one of the harder movements we have. Definitely probably the hardest movement of the day. Whew, 2 rounds done. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with the kick through so you can see me. If you need to stay in that 4-point plank, do so. If you want to stay in a long plank, do so. Do whatever is right for you. If you need an elevated plank, go to a chair or your couch, or even the wall. There you go. This one's hard. Doing awesome. Okay, this is round 4. 8. Round 6, round 7, and round 8. But who's counting? You'll notice I count them really specifically when they're hard, right? Almost there. I'm getting to wipe off my shoes. Dusty barn makes for slippery surfaces. 2 more rounds. That's 40 seconds. We can do this. We can totally do this. 10 seconds left on this one. Whew. One more round. All right, we're gonna make this one our best one. Best one yet. Ready? Here we go. Keep your core tight if you're in a plank. No saggy backs. Excuse me. 10 seconds. Whew. Oh, yes! Oh, we did it! One more, and then we're gonna cool it down. How's everybody doing? Oh, I know. It's a lot. All right, guys. Last one. It's gonna be this runner's pose floor touch. Touch the floor, bring your knee up. Okay? I set you up for this movement in our mobility preparation and our warm-up. Let's go, let's put it together. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Excuse me. We're going left foot in the front. Right foot's doing the pumping. Touch the floor, bring it forward. Like so. If you can't touch the floor, that's fine. You can do the runner's pose, which we've done before. That is just fine. But if you can, touch the floor. And go. If you can't get all the way to the ground, get near a couch or an ottoman, something like that, and do the same thing, but to a higher surface. So stand right at the front of your couch, right at the front of a chair. Good job. Now, if you didn't switch feet, just stay where you are. And we'll do 4 rounds in a row. If you did, keep alternating. Okay, I'm gonna stay since I stayed. And you can touch the floor, you can touch the couch. The point is balance and control. Keep pumping. Good job, that's round 3. We're gonna do one more round on this leg. And then we're switching. Here we go. Touch the floor if you can. Seconds on this leg. Woo! All right, 4 more rounds. Switch your legs if you haven't already. All right? You guys are rock stars. This should feel like a hard day, but just in a different way than the other days. Catch your breath. 3 more rounds. Try to an elevated surface if you need. If you don't, keep going to the floor. All right? Here we go. Big break. 2 more rounds. guys, you should be feeling this in your bum and in your hamstrings, maybe even a little bit in the calf and foot for your balance. Keep breathing. Preparing for this moment, right here. Woo, catch your breath. One more round. Woo! If you're religious, thank you, Jesus. Here we go. One more time. Here we go. 10 seconds. Keep going. I know it's hard. Woo, look at that one. That was horrible. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Amazing job, everybody. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Grab your water. Catch your breath. Come meet me on the ground. We're going to be on our backs, knees bent, feet on the floor. Like so. Catch your breath. Come back so you can see me a little bit better. Okay. Hand on the heart. Hand on your belly. Connect back in with that connection breath now. So we need to make sure we're not breathing with our chest and our neck. We're breathing with our abdominal area. We're belly breathing. We're even expanding our lower rib cage, but we're not lifting our rib cage up towards our neck. So one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Breathe in with the belly, let the diaphragm drop, and our belly fills with air. Remember, start to tell your nervous system you're okay, right? So as you continue to breathe in your belly, straighten your right leg, pull your left leg to your chest, and continue to breathe. Still breathe into that belly, even though there's a little less room, find the space. Find the space to connect with yourself and with your breath. On your next exhale, switch your legs. Breathe in with that belly. You should note your heart rate starting to lower, your breathing rate starting to slow, and just your overall nervous system calming down. On your next exhale, release your leg and switch and bring the other one up, but this time you're going to grab your knee and your ankle. So that's going to rotate slightly, and you're going to bring that across to your opposite shoulder. Sometimes it feels better to have your other knee bent so you can get a good stretch in this glute. And you can play with how much you pull your knee versus how much you pull your ankle and foot. Go to a place that feels good, where you can feel that stretch that you need so much in that posterior chain. Good. On your next exhale, switch. Grabbing knee and ankle, pulling across to your opposite shoulder. Still finding a breath and space in your belly, in your side body, and in your back body. On your next exhale, put your legs and knees together. Arms out in a T, and you're gonna let your knees fall to one side, getting nice spinal rotation. I want you to look to the opposite side of your knees. So if your knees have fallen to the left, look right. I'm gonna keep looking this way just so you can hear my voice. But as you're breathing, you should still find space in your abdomen. But now you should feel some space in your side body, and even a little bit of an expansion in your back as you breathe in. Try to feel for those subtle nuances and changes in breath. Because if you learn how to control pressure in your core, you will have the strongest core you could ever dream of. Rock your legs to the other side on your next exhale. Gaze in the opposite direction of your knees. Feel that abdomen filling with air with your belly breath and your diaphragm breathing. Filling your front body, side body, and even back body here. Come back to the middle. You're gonna straighten one leg in the air as best you can, and then you're gonna drop it across a straight leg. So even more spinal rotation now. Things are gonna get a little tighter in that core, a little tighter in the back. Find space. But find that space in the abdomen, in the side body, and the back body. Don't put that space up into your neck and into your jaw. Breathe into the resistance, into this stretch. And as you exhale, find the stretch go even further. On your next exhale, bend your top knee and untwist. We're gonna go the other way. Straighten one leg, straighten the other. Let it drop across into a big spinal rotation. Gaze away from that crossed leg. And find your breath. On your next exhale, go ahead and return to that hook line, which is on your back with your knees bent. And take some more diaphragm and belly breaths. Feel how easy it is now. Now that you've loosened and expanded and connected with that area, this should be wonderful. So stay right here with your palms up, eyes closed, just connecting with your breath and the ground. Stay right where you are. And let's talk about the good stuff. Now that you've calmed yourself, calmed your mind, calmed your body, and calmed your soul, know that you're gonna have bad times. But those will always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. So there's plenty of good things going around you. So today I challenge you to notice 3 things that prior to today you weren't paying attention to. And maybe you weren't as grateful for as we could be. So I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for this time. Thank you for choosing you. We love you more than you know. Have a wonderful day.